Thanks so much for taking the time out of your day to check out this Fit Beyond 30 blueprint. Today is going to be a planning session. This is perfect for anybody that's maybe entering their 30s, they're in their early 30s or mid 30s, and even it's going to be valuable for if you're in your 20s or if you're 40s or 50s. This is going to be valuable for anybody. So in this video, I'm going to help you plan. I'm going to give you a bit of a blueprint for success. And the reason I'm able to do this is because I've actually done this with tons of other people. A lot of them are my online coaching clients. And these are some of the issues we run into again and again, which is that people aren't planning ahead. And when we don't plan ahead, we're planning to fail, is the most roundabout way to say it. So what I want to do with you guys right now is actually have you pull up your calendars, whether that's in Google Calendar, Apple Calendar, or maybe you do it in a CRM. And we're going to go through and we're going to actually book things out into your calendar in a way that's going to set you up for success. So stick around to the end, but until then, let's actually get into some of the meat of this presentation. So let me paint a picture for you guys, okay? You're entering your 30s or you're in your 30s already. Your career is starting to pick up or it's in full swing and you're spending more time working, okay? This is a time issue. You're a partner now, you have a partner, or you're a parent now, and that also lessens your time. So that's another time issue. You've put on some extra fat mass during your 20s, whether that be from partying, eating, increased stress levels, and that's going to be to do with your lifestyle. You like to shut off in the evening by watching Netflix or gaming, and that's also a lifestyle thing, which is not necessarily an issue, but if you're spending all of your free time doing that and not focusing on health and wellness, it could be a bit of an issue. You're picking the foods that are convenient for you over the ones that you know are good for you. That's a nutrition issue. You're consuming alcohol multiple days a week. This is also a nutrition issue. You're sitting more and moving less. This is nationwide, guys. Everyone's sitting more and moving less. That means our activity levels are down and we're not burning as many calories throughout the day. So that's an activity issue. And maybe you have one or two old injuries that aggravate you, act up constantly, and that's also going to be an activity issue. And the reason I'm telling you all this is because you're not alone. This is very common for anybody entering their 30s or in the early 30s. A lot of these things reign true, and maybe you're going through that right now. Maybe you're only going through one of these things, but hopefully one or a couple of these resonate with you. So now we know there's a few pieces to this. There's a time component. There's a lifestyle component. There's a nutrition component, and there's an activity component. And all of these require planning. We need to take back some of our time. We need to make the most of the limited time we have. Time is our most limited resource. It's the one thing that we can't get back. So I want to help you guys today take back more of your time by helping you schedule and plan ahead. So as I just mentioned, behind all of those things lies three things. The number one is planning. You can't get anywhere without a plan. Number two is accountability. So holding yourself to that plan or having somebody else externally hold you to that plan. Third piece is execution. And execution just means that we're executing that plan at a high level. We're executing the plan the way it was meant to be executed, and we're doing that consistently, right? So we have a plan, we have accountability, we have execution. Today I'm going to help you guys with that first step, which is the planning piece, right? Let's get the blueprint. Let's get the plan in place. And then from there we can actually build off of that. And so why is this so important? Well, it's because, like I just said, our time is very limited. We have 168 hours in a week, 24 hours in a day. Let's say we sleep for 7 of those, not even 8. That leaves us with 17 hours left in the day. We work for 8 hours. Now we only have 9 hours left in the day. That's not that many. We commute for 3. So I'm kind of rounding up here and saying let's commute for 3 hours a day. We're doing errands. We're going to and from work. Maybe you're taking the kids to school. Now we're only left with 6 hours. We have to eat. Eating might take an hour and a half, maybe up to 2 hours, but let's just say it's an hour and a half. Now we have 4.5 hours left. 4.5 hours in our day. That's not a ton. That's 4.5 hours to exercise, 4.5 hours for family time, 4.5 hours for leisure, for hobbies. And how we spend that 4.5 hours, which might be less for some people, is going to be crucial to your success. So what are your priorities? Are they family time? Is it health and wellness? Which, I mean, if you have a family, I think health and wellness should definitely be a priority for you. Do you have other hobbies? You can set your schedule up however you like, but I want you to succeed. All right, so along with this email would have been this checklist to my right here. And that checklist has 6 items on it. If you got this emailed to you, it would have been a PDF that was attached. If you're on YouTube, because I might actually upload this to YouTube, it's going to be linked down below. So what I want you to do now is actually open up your calendars and let's do some work right now. I want you to be ready to plug and play, put some stuff in your calendar. Let's take action. Just to do a quick run through the checklist here, we're going to block out all of our unavailable times. This is when we're sleeping, we're working, we're commuting. We're going to plan out a nighttime routine. So I just said, for instance here, in bed by 10, up by 5. And there's going to be a little bit of routine that goes along with that. We're going to plan out our morning routine. What are your non-negotiables? How are we setting our mindset up for the day? Etc. Planning your meal prep days and your meal times. I like to put my meal times in as 30-minute blocks. Planning out your workout times. Depending on how busy you are, you might want to do 30 minutes all the way up to 90 minutes or anything in between. And lastly is planning out family time, leisure time, hobbies, basically the rest of your available time plus the weekends. All right, guys, so welcome to Google Calendar. I'm sure you've seen this before. If you're in a CRM or in Apple Calendar or in any other calendar, it doesn't really matter. And if this looks a little bit hectic, then just bear with me because it's all going to make sense in just a moment. So the first thing on the checklist that we're going to do is actually going to be booking out our sleep time, our commute time, and our work time. So this is basically time that we're not able to do anything else other than the task at hand, which is either work, sleep, or commute. The reason I like to book this into the schedule is so I have a good visual aid of the time that I'm not actually able to do my other tasks. If you just leave it as open white space, it gives the illusion that maybe you have more time than you actually do. And this is actually crucial in taking back some of your time, because if you understand, oh, I'm working here, I'm traveling here, I'm sleeping here, it really helps you tighten up on the things that are important and when you actually have time to do the tasks you need to get done. So you can see for myself, I put myself from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. as a recurring occurrence in my calendar as sleep. I also booked in my getting to and from the gym. This might be null if you have a home gym, right? If you have a home gym, there's no travel time required. A lot of my clients actually work out from home, and it saves them a ton of time. The commute to work, right? Once you get home, get ready to go, you eat your meal, you then have to commute to work. Maybe you have to drop the kids off at school, kids off at practice after school, right? All of that commute time, I want you to put in there because it helps you take back some of your other time by knowing that you're not going to be able to do anything else during those blocks. I base this off a regular 9 to 5 worker, so they're going to be working from 9 to 12. They're then going to be having a little bit of a meal break in between, and then they're going to be working from 12:30 to 5:30 before going home. And that's going to be Monday to Friday. Weekends are going to be open. So now we've figured out when we're going to sleep, when we're waking up, it's time to set a nighttime routine. And if I want to go to bed by 10 p.m., this might be a different time for you. I want to give myself about an hour to wind down. I probably want to put my phone away around 9 p.m. and that way I can wind down and I can get the blue light out of my eyes an hour before bed because we know that's all beneficial. Then I want to do some reading or a brain dump, something creative that's not super stimulating that's going to help me to wind down for the day. So I put reading / brain dump. What a brain dump is basically just writing down your to-do list for the next day or any thoughts from the day, kind of like a journal, but a little less structured. And that way you can kind of get that down on paper. You don't have to worry about it anymore. You can come back to it the next day and you can actually chill out for the evening. Then it's just the usual, the wash face, brush teeth, do what you need to do before bed, and then head hits the pillow 10 p.m. I know this seems super simple, but you'd be amazed at the amount of people that actually don't do this, or they say they're going to do it and they don't follow through. So even though this is basic, trust me, this is super, super useful, and everybody can benefit from having an evening routine. The next day starts the night before. And I'll say that again. The next day starts the night before. You're setting yourself up for a successful morning, a successful next day, if you have a successful evening routine and you get to bed at the right time. How many times have you woken up late? You've hit the snooze button a bunch of times. You were in a rush. Then your whole day is ruined, right? We don't want that. This leads me into the morning routine. So what are we doing to set the tone for the day? And you guys, this doesn't need to be complex. Your evening routine could literally just be put your phone away, wash your face, go to bed. It doesn't have to be super complex. Whatever is going to work for you and whatever you can do consistently long term. And I'll say that again after when it comes to workouts. I'll say that again after when it comes to meals. Whatever is the most actionable, simple, manageable task, start with that and build on it, right? If you don't feel like you can do an hour of stuff before bed, do 30 minutes. Do 45 minutes. Build up to it, right? So moving on to morning routine, we want to get up in the morning, we want to do our normal stuff, brush your teeth, wash your face, whatever that might be. And then I really like to focus on intention setting. So for myself, that could be breathing. That might be red light therapy. That might be meditation. That could just be writing out your to-do list for the day, getting organized for the day. Whatever you need to do to set the tone for the day and make sure you have a good pace. Could be making your bed in the morning, right? Simple things. But make sure it's consistent and make sure it's something that you can do on a regular basis and that's going to build momentum into your day, that fills your cup, basically. Like I said, these are all just ideas and you guys can do whatever you want with this time, but I'm giving you a way that you can structure your day so that you're going to be most successful. So number 4 is going to be meal planning and meal prepping. So for myself, what I've put into this person's schedule is we're going to meal prep on Sundays. It's going to be about 2 hours of meal prepping. And you guys, meal prepping doesn't need to take a ton of time if you plan ahead. So 2 hours of prepping on Sunday. I also like to do a midweek prep. So you can see he comes home, he preps again on Wednesday evening, and probably some of the vegetables he's already chopped up, some of the meats he's already done. And this one takes a little bit less time, but you shouldn't be spending more than 3 hours, 3.5 hours a week meal prepping if you're efficient with it. And if we have meals planned ahead of time, we're going to be a lot more successful when it comes to nutrition, when it comes to fat loss, when it comes to hitting our workouts and feeling fueled. So this is a really, really big step. Meal times I would put into 30-minute blocks, and some days maybe you have to go out for food, but most days you're going to be bringing the meal with you, or you're going to be eating at home. And so I allot 30-minute blocks for these. So you can see this person, he comes home from the gym, he eats his meal, first meal of the day after the gym. He has lunch at 12 and he has dinner at 6:30, right? Maybe there's a snack somewhere in there too, but you have to have some semblance of structure when it comes to meal times. Otherwise, what ends up happening is you get busy with work. You skip meal times. Then you're missing a meal, or you're gorging in the evening, you're overeating in the evening. We don't want that. We want to make sure we have some sort of a structure around it so that we're consistently eating the right amount at the right time. And all right, here's the big one, the workouts, guys. So workouts, a lot of people are like, oh, I don't have an hour and a half to work out. I don't have an hour to work out. Make it 45 minutes. Make it 30 minutes. I don't really care, but you need to prioritize movement. You need to get some movement in throughout the day. People are sitting so much nowadays and driving so much nowadays. They drive to work. They sit at work. They drive home. They sit at the couch and watch Netflix. Movement is necessary. So I don't care if it's 30 minutes a day. I don't care if it's an hour and a half a day or more. It needs to be plugged into your schedule. It needs to be a priority for you. We're not getting any younger, and movement is medicine. So you can see I have this guy booked in for a 45-minute workout. I do give a little bit of buffer time. So 6:15 to 7:15 is going to be his workout time. Gives him 30 minutes on both bookends to get there and get home. It might be quicker for you to get to the gym. Maybe you have a home gym, right? You can have even more time on your hands if you make it more convenient for yourself to go to the gym. If you don't have any equipment, you can definitely work out with body weight in the beginning. I have said to a lot of people, if you have a floor and the will to get fit, you can do a lot of work with just the floor, your body weight, doing jumping lunges, jumping squats, jumping jacks, push-ups. Like, you can get in decent shape doing that. Will you build a movie star physique? Probably not, but you can start, right? You can do something. And once again, this person's working on the mornings. I actually have an undulating schedule just because my schedule is crazy, so I actually work out at different times on different days. I actually only work out 4 days a week, not 5. But once again, it really depends on how much time you have and what your goals are. And so what does that leave you with? It leaves you with the extra time on top of all this other stuff. Most people will have about 3 to 4 hours a day that they can spend doing other things, whether that's leisure, whether that's family time, whether that's hobbies. You might actually have less than that, but you're never going to get to it if you don't figure this out and allot time for it, right? So the rest of your time of the day, that's when you can, play your video games, watch your Netflix, spend time with the family, work on a hobby or a side hustle, whatever it might be. But if you don't book it in, it's not going to happen, right? And what I see again and again is guys get home from work, they eat something really quick, or they order something on Uber Eats, and then they're playing video games, watching Netflix till it's time for bed, and they're like, oh, but I wanted to do this, or I wanted to read, or I wanted to do this. Didn't get done. And you know what? tough luck. It's because you didn't schedule it in, you didn't plan for it. As we get older, we're not getting any less busy. I've talked to lots of 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds that say, hey man, I'm in my 40s, I'm in my 50s. I thought things would chill out a little bit, but I'm as busy as I've ever been, and I have even less time now. So take advantage of the time that you have while you still have it. And if you get into the habit of doing this on a regular basis, I'm sure you guys have heard Jocko Willink, discipline equals freedom. The more disciplined you are around your schedule and around your time, you actually free up more time for yourself, more time to do things you like to do. So that's really what I'm helping you guys do here, is I want to give you more time back. I want you to have more freedom to do the things you like to do, and I want you to live healthier, fuller, better lives. So that's basically it in terms of all the planning, guys. I hope that makes sense. Feel free to scroll back through this video. Make sure you're taking action on this video as well. I don't just want you to watch it and then not schedule things out. I want you to go right now and schedule things out. And if this seems like a really big task and you're just not sure what to do next, like you're not sure what workouts to do, you're not sure what to eat, you're not sure if you can actually hold yourself accountable to doing this, then that's actually what I do, and that's my job as a coach, is to help men build a new lifestyle around fitness, around health, and help them take back control of their strength and their life. So my online program is called Strength Division Online. I highly encourage you guys to check it out if you're interested, or maybe you know somebody else that would really benefit from that. I'm going to link the application form in the email as well, so feel free to go back to the email, or you can reach out to me directly on Instagram. If you are okay and you got value out of this video and you don't feel like you need anything else, that's totally good. But I encourage you to go check out my YouTube channel, which is Nzolo Strength, and I have tons of free resources on there, from full workouts, nutrition help, mobility, and lifestyle videos. So if you guys want some other free resources and you found this really useful, I highly encourage you to go check out my YouTube channel and make sure you subscribe, because I do release new content every single month. Once again, my name is Judah Ratzlaff. I'm a strength and lifestyle coach from Vancouver, Canada, and I own Nzolo Strength. I hope this was useful, and I hope you guys have a great day. See you later.